Welcome to Brain Vision.
Okay, first thing that you want to do when you look at this question is make it into a chart. Something like this. And notice that there are some spots we need to fill in. So, particularly T1 and T2. Also, a quick note that I changed T naught into Kelvin by just adding 273 to the original 150 degrees Celsius. It'll be much easier to work with this, and it saved me some room. Okay, so let's just start by finding T1. Well, we can start with the equation. Here, I'm going to draw a line here. Start with the equation. P naught V naught over T naught is equal to P1 V1 over T1. We can, of course, rewrite this because, again, some of our values are going to be equal. So instead of this, we know that P naught V naught T naught is equal to P1, well, V1 is equal to V naught over T1. These V naughts will cancel, and we can express T1 as just P1 T naught over P2. Or not P2, sorry, P naught. So we can plug our numbers in here, find T1. T1 is equal to P1 0.870 atmospheres, T naught 423 Kelvin over P naught, which is just 1 atmosphere. And we end up with a T1 of 368 Kelvin. Okay, let's just fill that in now, 368. Okay, we can do a similar thing now from 1 to 2. So P1 V1 over T1 is equal to P2 V2 over T2. We can, of course, fill in some different numbers here, right, because of our relationships. So P2 becomes P1 V2. We still value for P2 and T2. Our P1s will cancel, and we can create a formula for T2 just like we did for T1. T2 is equal to V2 T1 over V1. We can put our numbers in here. T2 is equal to, well, V2 is 1.00 meters cubed. T1 we just got was 368 Kelvin. And V1 is 0.50 meters cubed. And you should get T2 is equal to 736 Kelvin. Okay, let's put that in our chart. T2 736. Okay, we can do this once more from 2 to 3. So P2 V2 over T2 is equal to P3 V3 over T3. Although note, when we go to our third iteration, they go back to initial conditions. So this is just going to be equal to P naught V naught over T naught. Now, this is crucial here, right? Because we have two separate relationships. Here, I'll write this out in an easier way to understand. So we have P2 V2 over T2 is equal to P naught V naught over T naught. So we have this relationship here equal to P naught V naught over T naught. But if we look up, we also note that this relationship is also equal to P naught V naught over T naught. So let's just set those equal to each other. So P2 V2 over T2 should be equal to P1 V1 over T1. Okay, note that P1 is equal to P2. That's in the question. So we can rewrite this part as, or the second part as just P2 V1 over T1. P2s will cancel out. We'll have this ratio V2 over T2 is equal to V1 over T1. And if we actually plug these numbers in and find their values, you'll find that V2 over T2 is just going to be equal to 0.00136. And V1 over T1 is going to be equal to 0.00118. You'll notice these are not equal and therefore this process is impossible.